Thank you, everybody. You know, as we gather in this city today, we need to recognize the fact that Chicago is becoming smaller. And as it becomes smaller, it's becoming whiter. As we gather in the state of Illinois, the state is becoming smaller and it's becoming wealthier. We're using strategic gentrification in the city of Chicago to push out the poor and people of color. We're using strategic gentrification at the state level to push out the poor who have so few options. They're poor largely because they're undereducated, and that's on us. There are 30 high schools in Chicago alone where the average ACT score is a 14 or a 15. That's a disaster, not just for those people whose lives will be a life of economic oppression, but for all of us. When I got out of high school, when I got out of college, my friends, we moved to where the jobs were. That's no longer true. Today, the jobs move to where the highly educated kids are. If we don't produce highly educated kids coming out of our high school, the jobs will never move here and we will go into economic decline. The reason we have these challenges, the reason we have these problems is because we pay for our schools with local property taxes. Everybody knows that system. It's outdated, it's outmoded, it's regressive, and it probably violates the 1964 Civil Rights Act. We cling to that system because a handful of elected officials act as property tax appeals lawyers. It's a disaster for our state. Today you have a simple choice. Do you want to preserve that system? Do you want to embrace the status quo? Do you want that for our future? Or do you want something different? Do you want change? Do you want, well, a system that generates great high school graduates, a pipeline coming out of early childhood education, grade schools, and then funneling right into great universities that are perpetual job creation machines? We need to bring the state of Illinois into the 21st century, but in order to do that, we need to bring the Democratic Party into the 21st century. We need to be the party of reform, of independent maps, of term limits, of campaign finance reform, and most importantly, on a ban of elected officials having outside income that is adverse to the interest of the body they were elected to serve. We need to trust the voters. We need to reestablish our relationship with them. We need to know that sometimes when you want to be a good leader, you need to be a good follower. We need to follow the lead of the people of Illinois. We need to follow their lead as they choose the next Democratic gubernatorial candidate in the March primary. Thank you all very much.